Hello, people, it's Poet. Oh, we are still recording. Welcome to the Saturday edition of the Lion King mod. You almost... Hold on. This is dangerous. Don't you walk away when I'm talking to you. This sword is dangerous. You could have been hurt. Swinging it right in his face. I am hunting these guys today because I need those bones badly. I need Rafiki's staff because I want to kill Scar. I want to grow these saplings easier than having to use their bone meal. And maybe their bones have special growing properties. That's why Rafiki's staff works so well. Oh crap! Oh no! What? Oh! This is bad. Why am I always killed all the time? These guys are... Oh! I do my best. I swing constantly. I'm running backwards. I'm doing everything I can. These guys are so overpowered. Oh my god. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Die in a pit. That's right. Went into the pit. Yeah. Whine a bit more, would ya? Gotta get some torches down, light this place up a little bit better, I think. But, as I was saying in the last episode, I want to do these passion saplings, like light it up with them, because that looks so beautiful, looks so wonderful. I love that effect. But it means that I need to get Rafiki's staff very desperately. Need to get his staff and grow them up, get more saplings, grow those up, get more saplings. Do that a bunch of times, and then finally, I'll be able to do it. Now, I need to get some water while I'm down here. Actually, this thunder stick is what I'll call it. My thunder stick, I got his head. Off with his head. This thunder stick apparently makes thunder and sets people on fire and all that kind of stuff when it's raining. When it's not raining, it seems that it's just the same as any old silver sword, which is a little bit disappointing, but it's okay. It's okay. I accept it anyway, and I hope that it rains soon so that I can test that out. Okay, I got the water. That's what I wanted. I'm gonna kill one or two more. Come on. There you go. There you go. At least I got one bone out of that. Okay. Light that up. Put one there. Why not? Just more light. More and more and more. And eventually, this will be a safer place. Eventually. It's such a large area to light up, though. And, to be honest, they spawn in, like, the smallest amount of light, if I remember the old world that we had. There was like a little tiny bit of shade underneath Rafiki's tree here, and they would actually spawn in that little tiny piece of shade. So I have to get way more torches, way more coal, all that kind of stuff. Now, before I forget to tell you guys, I am going to be away, and I'm probably away right now as you're watching this. With that said, it is going to be shorter episodes because basically I can't keep up. I have to record a bazillion episodes by tomorrow night when I'm recording this. And it's crazy. It's crazy. I've probably, if you watch my stuff, because I'm going to be mentioning this a lot over the next few days, I've probably mentioned it 100 times. But I just want to keep telling people that so that they don't ask why the episodes are much shorter and that kind of thing. They just have to be, because honestly, when you go away for like 5 days and you don't have internet access or my computer or anything like that, it'll be tough. It'll be very tough to get these episodes out. So, I gotta make them shorter. That's the only way. Now, what I'm looking for is like mango. Maybe yeah, mango's good. Okay, if I take this jar of water and a mango sapling, you get a vase, or a vase, however you want to pronounce it. And let's see, where should I decorate? What do you think, Rafiki? Right there? Wow, it's bigger than I thought it would be. That's kind of interesting looking. I like it. I like it a lot. Whoops! Wow. Broken already. Place that back. I don't mind that. And you can do it with any jar of water and any sapling. So, for example, oh, and this one doesn't have water. Darn. I should make an infinite spring up here. That's not a bad idea. Okay, I'm going to take some banana because that looks pretty awesome. And... Eh? Eh? Rafiki? I don't like the way that you're looking at me. Oh my god. Okay, so anyway, this will be my infinite spring right here. I don't like the way that looks. Don't like the way that looks. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to place it right in there. That'll be my infinite spring eventually. But first I've got to get some water. And to do so, I need some jars. One more jar should do it. And while I do that, I'm going to do the Q&A time. It's Q&A time. And we've got a couple questions in this episode. Not a whole lot. Why is he in love down there? You see little hearts going? I know I'm a beautiful man, Rafiki, but honestly? Well, he's happy. As long as he's happy, I'm happy. Right? I'm going to push him out of this tree the second that I get a chance. Anyway, Q&A time. The first question is from 17 Cinder, or 17 Cinder. And the question is Lion King your favorite movie? Or one of my favorite movies? Or, you know, I never quite answer the questions exactly as they're asked. But the question was basically asking if The Lion King was one of my favorite movies. And I have to say, when I was a kid, when The Lion King first came out, like, keep in mind, you know, movies today, you get things like, I could even say Finding Nemo, Shrek, The Incredibles, you know, all those 3D graphic animation movies. There are very, very few classic style, hand-drawn movies, like film, animations, tried and true. Lion King was one of the last ones. They still make, very seldom, but they still do make some truly animated films these days. But Lion King was one of the very last Disney films to take advantage of, you know, that kind of thing with actually animating it. And as a kid, it was definitely one of my favorite movies. I really liked it. I probably watched it a billion times, me and my brother. And so yeah, I mean, yeah, it was one of my favorites. Not so much anymore. I mean, when you grow older, you get different tastes and things like that. You know, my movies obviously have a more mature taste. And I don't mean mature like that. I just mean, you know, they're adult movies. Well, no, I can't say adult movies either. Either way, it's gonna sound gross. Poet, you big pervo. My favorite movie right now would probably be... Oh, I don't know. That's a very tough question. Why did I ask myself that one? Really, though, I'll give you a good example. One of the best movies that I saw recently was Django. That was a good movie, to me. So, I mean, that's completely different than, like, a Lion King movie, obviously. But, you know, I still like those kinds of movies. They don't grow old, you know? Movies like Jurassic Park, they don't grow old. You always love them, no matter how many times you see them, that kind of thing. So, yeah, Lion King, I could say, is an all-time classic movie that I enjoy. I wouldn't say favorite, I wouldn't go that far, but it is a good movie. Next question, and this is basically from everyone. And the reason I say this is because I've been asked this so many times. Are you sure that I haven't answered this before? I'm almost positive I answered it before. The question is, do I have a pet? And the other questions related to it are, do you have a pet and what's its name? What type of pet? How old is your pet? tell me everything about your pet. And I was sure that I had mentioned it before. I know that I've mentioned it in comments for sure, because I can actually recall them. Um, but yeah, I have a pet. It's a little dog, and there's a good reason for that, and I'll get to that. Um, it's kind of the same. It's like a Bichon cross with another tiny little dog, an Affenpinscher. If you don't know what an Affenpinscher is, recently there was this giant dog show, like worldwide, international, great dog show type of thing, competition. And the Affenpinscher won Best in Show, I think. I don't know how. I don't know anything about dog shows. But I know that it won whatever the top prize is. So that's what my dog is, half of, and the other half Bichon, which is another little tiny dog, kind of the same size as a Shih Tzu or, one of those types of little Pomeranian type. It's a tiny little dog. And this is the first little dog that I've had, and I gotta say, I appreciate it being this tiny, because honestly, I've had bigger dogs all my life, and they are a handful. They eat quite a bit more and are much more expensive to keep. And in addition to all that, you can't really keep them inside. But because of the weather that I have here, like we get minus 40 degrees, and that's both Celsius and Fahrenheit, minus 40 in the wintertime sometimes. So you can't just keep them outside all the time. But there's no room inside. So a small dog is definitely more, I don't know, I wouldn't say convenient, because he's a pain sometimes too. I love him to death, but he is a pain, and he knows he's a pain, and he takes advantage of me. Just kind of looking for a ticket line booth if I happen to see one, because I still haven't figured out how to craft them. Maybe you guys answered in the last episode, but I basically stopped the recording and hit record again, so I haven't had a chance to read any of the comments. So again, if you didn't answer, or if I don't know the answer, or whatever, maybe you guys could tell me how I craft those ticket line stuff. I couldn't figure it out, and that's why I'm kind of looking around for a ticket booth, because that is an easy way of getting them. But anyway, yeah, that's I have a small dog, a little black dog. It's like a black Bichon. His name, it's a he. His name is Enzo, and why he was named Enzo, most people assume I named him Enzo because of there was this show it was actually created by Canadians, and it was in Canada long before it was in the United States, called Reboot. And it was like one of the first 3D animated films, not a film, but a first 3D animated shows. And it's kind of funny because, like, back then, that kind of 3D was just so amazing. Like, you have no idea. Picture what we had was like the graphics of Doom or Quake, or think of an old 90s video game, something from the NES or SNES. Those were the graphics that we had in video games, and yet Reboot came out. And if you don't know what Reboot is, Google it, Google image search it, Reboot the show, and look at those graphics. Like, at that time they were amazing. Nowadays they are just terrible by today's standards. But back then it was amazing. It was one of my favorite shows. I mean, a show about life inside of a computer and having to fight viruses and all that kind of stuff. For someone in my position, for someone who loved computers as much as I did, it was like the best show. One of my favorite cartoons, if you can call it a cartoon, from when I was a younger lad. So that's kind of why I named him Enzo. There was a character in there named Enzo, and it was just kind of like, hey, why not, So he's Enzo, and I don't know, lots of people have asked me to record him. I don't know if I will. I guess I always could. It doesn't really matter to me. Maybe if I eventually do the vlog thing, that's another thing people have asked for a lot. Do a vlog. Maybe. We shall see. Where am I going to put this here? Let me think. I don't know. Looking for a place to put this floor down. I can't really decide. Guess right here is pretty good, eh? Yeah. It's pretty good right here. Okay, and this will go out this way. Yeah, this is the way I want it. Okay, so this is going to be my floor of my house. Kind of like I had it before. But this is the rebuilding of it. Thank you. Okay, then the last question, and this is the end of the episode because it is way over time, I think, for our shorter episode series this weekend. And the last question is from the Studs 12 or the Studs 1-2, either way. I think it's 12 probably. And the question is, are the stereotypical rumors of Canadians true? Or something like that. I think that was the question. And I don't quite know what you mean. Stereotypical rumors. But I know that there are like stereotypes of Canadians. Like us saying A all the time. And I did just say A second ago. I caught myself saying it. But I honestly, if you watched my videos, I don't say it a lot. I've maybe said it a total of, I don't know, four times, and I've got like 400 videos. So if I say it once every 100 videos, it's not something that we say very often. But I can't say that that's true because depending on where you go in Canada, keep in mind Canada is a huge country as far as like size goes. And because it's so large, we've got all kinds of accents from all over the world. not from all over the world, but from all over the country is what I meant to say. We've got all kinds of accents, and they are very different, some of them. Like if I were to talk to someone from Newfoundland and Labrador, that's on the far east coast, their accent is so thick that I might not even understand it. And likewise, if I talk to someone from Ontario, they might have a different accent depending, and they might say A more. They might say, don't you know? They might say a boot. That's something that South Park, if anybody watched that, they had that whole Canadian song thing that ruined Canada for a long time. They said a boot in that quite a lot with the, what was it now? Terrence and Phillip, I think it was the name of it. Man, I haven't watched that show in years. Years and years and years. But, yeah, they used to say, oh, all Canadians say a boot. How about that? You know, they'd really, really, really stress that. And, I don't know, we don't say that. I don't say that about. And I'll never forget one of the first anime conventions that I ever went to. Like 7 years ago. No, it wasn't one of the first. But one of the first that I traveled for anime conventions. In Minneapolis. I was in this huge group of people, and we were all kind of introducing ourselves and where we had traveled from, and I was the furthest traveled, and basically I said, like, everybody said, say a boot. How do you say about? And I was like, about. And they were like, aww. Disappointment. But, yeah, a lot of us don't say a lot of us don't say a boot, but with those two things said, I have heard it. And when I hear it, I just kind of smack my forehead like, oh man, how could you be so Canadian, you Canadian? I'm Canadian, I'm not that Canadian, I guess. I don't know. But let's see, I gotta dig rather than just hopping around. I'm trying to figure out, though, why I keep hopping down and hopping around. This is so much bigger than it was before, this house. And I'm thinking I might take it down by like 3 blocks. Would be pretty good. But I don't want to take it down too much on this side. So if I go like that. Too slow. Come on. Whoops. Is this faster? Exactly the same. Exactly the same. So I'll just keep using it. No choice. Other things that I guess people say is that we all live in igloos, or that we can see polar bears outside, or that it's always cold outside. No, it gets to like 110 degrees outside Fahrenheit. It's hot in the summer. In the winter, it's cold, but it's cold everywhere in the winter. It gets extremely cold here, like colder than Siberia cold. But only for really, honestly, a couple days of the year. And then it's back to being, normal winter temperatures. So we're not like living in igloos and all that kind of wintry stuff. It's not that bad. We make it. Canadians love claiming that it's freezing cold to act tough. Like we all are lumberjacks and live outside and have, I don't know, we struggle for survival every day. That's Canada. No, that's not really Canada. We like to claim things even though they might not be true. I'll say that. And I can't really think of any other stereotypical Canadian things. Maybe you guys could ask in the comments and I can confirm or deny them. Probably deny most of them. Because basically, as far as like language goes, I am a very Western Canadian type of accent, I think. You can't get much more plain Jane than that. So, apparently I say sorry, like I just did, sorry. People think it's the cutest thing ever. Oh, Poet, you say sorry, so cute. Thanks. The end. No, apparently, like, you say sorry, but we all say sorry. Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe in the, like the... Where would you say that? Like Boston or some of the Midwest, or where would you even have that kind of accent where you say sorry? New York? Boston? Chicago? Chicago. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know enough accents to even pretend. Honestly, I'm the least traveled person in the world. But with that said, that was the last question, and we are very well over time now for this episode because I wanted to make them stop loving me. I hate you. How could you love me? Don't you turn your back to me. No, we're fighting. We're always fighting. Anyway, we are well over time, so thanks again for your questions. I love reading them all. Ask them in the comments. Be sure to put Q&A or something that makes me know that you are trying to ask it for this Q&A session. And if you're lucky, I will answer it in the episode. Okay, so be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And with that, we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.